On the phone this afternoon with Laura Bell, and she's at the University of Minnesota Crookston campus. Good afternoon, Laura.
Hello.
Now, you're on the Crookston campus of the U of M. Let's go back in time to you. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in rural Fisher, Minnesota.
So you come from a long way away then, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, those 16 miles really get you.
Yeah, way down Highway 2 there, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a Fisher grad, and how did you first have an interest in nature?
Well, I grew up on a hobby farm, and so we were outside all the time. And it's just one of those things. You were just living outside, just being surrounded by amazing things that are not man-made.
If you look at our ecosystem, the things that are involved in that, pretty complex stuff. At the same time, at least I see it as very simple. Does that make sense?
It does make sense to people that are aware of their surroundings, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I look at a bridge and think that looks pretty simple too, but there's a lot that goes into that too.
Exactly right. So you grew up in Fisher, you like nature. So what led you to your career where you're at right now at UMC? How'd you get there?
I did a lot of traveling around to different temp jobs here and there, and something happened to open up at the university in the natural resource program. And I knew a couple people that had worked there or gone to school there, and it seemed like a good place, and applied and was fortunate to get the job, and I absolutely love it.
So you must know Dan Swiderski over there then.
Yep, he was actually the one who hired me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's a pillar of the program.
He is, yes. So what's your responsibilities there at UMC, Laura?
So I am a lab coordinator and naturalist here, so I'm a 12-month position, and in the school year I assist faculty and other staff with labs and teaching and work studies. And then in the summertime when they're gone, I help manage our Red River Valley Natural History area, just west of campus.
That's across Highway 2 there, west of UMC.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. A lot of nice trails and all sorts of cool research and happenings going on there.
Now, part of your endeavors, I've discovered, is outreach beyond the UMC campus. And with that, you're speaking now at Campbell Library in East Grand Forks, and that began last Thursday. And I believe your theme was fish in the area, right?
It was. So one of our programs here, we have an emphasis in park management, and we have a park and recreation class. And part of their requirement is to become a Project Wild educator. And what we ended up doing is we co-opted with the Campbell Library, and we have students putting on a Family Nature Night series over the next 5 weeks. And I actually have two of those students here today that presented with that fish.
Yeah, that's every Thursday now. It began last Thursday. It continues tomorrow, Thursday, March 30th. And what I'll do here, I'll give the schedule for listeners, then we'll talk with your special guest there. Tomorrow, March 30th, it's Animal Tracks and Sign. April 6th, Birds and Backyard Feeding. That's kicking in now with spring. April 13th, Trees. And April 20th, Mammals and Furs. Now, these nature nights, family nature nights, are free. They begin at 6 p.m., run for only 1 hour, a full hour of information and fun at the East Grand Forks Campbell Library right downtown. And again, the next session is tomorrow night beginning at 6. Now, if you would introduce your guests there in studio at UMC.
All right. So I have with me Paige Trana and Waylon Glinke.
Okay.
And they are two students in our program. And so they were fortunate enough to volunteer to go first for that Nature Night series. And it was very well received and very well done.
Okay, Paige and Waylon, tell me your response to your first endeavor over there at Campbell. How did it go?
The kids that showed up, that's kind of what we based it off of, was kind of getting some of the youth involved. And they were very engaged and asked a whole bunch of questions and went out of there feeling like we made a difference in some kids' lives. So it was kind of nice.
How about you, Paige?
I thought it was really fun. It was exciting to see there was a couple of kids. We weren't, like you said, we weren't sure what our turnout would be, but it's fun to get everyone together because everyone has different experiences and perspectives of the outdoors.
Now, I asked Laura about her interest in nature. How about you two?
Well, I started off school at a 2-year school in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and I came over here to UMC to finish up a bachelor's degree. I've always had an interest in the outdoors, I guess. I'd rather be outside than inside, kind of one of those people.
Okay.
I guess we'll see where life takes me after I get my degree here. I want to do something involved with wetlands or waterways. I like the fish and kind of the aquatic ecosystems.
Okay.
And I do kind of like the area over a little east of here, like the Itasca County area. That's kind of a place I really like to be, so hopefully I end up somewhere over there. There's a lot more lakes over there than there is around here. So
Head back to the home turf, right?
Yep.
How about you, Paige? What are your hopes for the future beyond your degree at UMC?
I also started in Grand Rapids and then came here to finish my bachelor's degree, and I'm in natural resource law enforcement, and I hope to be a conservation officer somewhere in Minnesota, hopefully around the Otter Tail area.
Very good. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to have your reaction to what you presented last week.
At first, it was kind of like, here we go. But once we were already set up, had all of our props there, and the kids showed up, it really turned into something that you shouldn't be nervous about. So that was nice.
Any interesting questions from your audience?
Yeah, well, you never know what's going to come out of those little mouths. So we had one kid quoted River Monsters, the TV show, so
Yeah.
it will elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay. Now, coming up tomorrow night, it's Animal Tracks and Sign. That's on March 30th on Thursday night at 6. What's on the agenda for that? What will people hear when they come by and see it?
From what I know, they will be talking about different mammals found in our area, focusing on a few certain ones, and discussing how will you know if they're there, even if you don't see the physical animal, some things they leave behind, so we can kind of track and ID things like that. And then the activity will be making track rubs and track casts. Kid that comes will be able to take a track home with them that they make. And so we try to do a little bit of education, and then we do a little hands-on experiential learning, so they have something to remember it and to act upon when they get home.
Yeah, have fun while learning.
So it's not
right?
1 hour of straight talking, or I don't think I would have had these with me today. This is a wonderful thing to do. We're so thankful that Campbell was receptive to the idea. I think it's important for just local people to, one, know a little bit more about their environment in a non-lecturing, threatening kind of way. They can just show up and hopefully learn something. And then also to let people know that UMC does things like this, and, you know, we're only 20 minutes from East Grand Forks.
Well, the area is very fortunate to have a campus of that magnitude in the area. There are 5 campuses. I'm a graduate of the U of M, and it's a wonderful thing to have that resource in the area. Now, to find out more about the program you have there at UMC, what can folks do?
They can just go ahead and log on to the UMC website, the umcrookston.edu, and then they can just look at all the different majors to offer. And so we're in the Agriculture and Natural Resources Department. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of good hands-on learning happening here.
You betcha, fun and knowledge. Well, Laura and Paige and Waylon, thank you so much for joining me.
All right. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
You bet. Family Nature Night continues again tomorrow night. Animal Tracks and Signs. April 6th, it's birds and backyard feeding. Trees are the topic on April 13th. April 20th, it's mammals and furs. Again, each Thursday from 6 until 7 p.m. And to find out more about the East Grand Forks Public Library, you can give them a call or stop on by. They're located right downtown in East Grand Forks. Their contact phone number is area code 218-773-9121. Campbell Corner, Wednesdays at 3:05, here on Pioneer 90.1.